everyone, so today I wanted to show you guys my Moxie Girlz collection. I absolutely love my Moxie Girlz. They are some of my favorites of all the different types of dolls that I collect. I almost consider them like a branch of Bratz dolls because they share so many things in common, obviously because they were made to replace Bratz back when they came out. So for me, I started collecting in February 2014. That's when I first officially began collecting Moxie Girlz, but I did have 2 boy dolls before that point that I got in 2012. So I'm going to show you my Moxie Girlz on display, and I'm going to tell you who each doll is and a little bit about some of the special ones because obviously I do have quite a few. Moxie Girlz inspired me to create a lot of things. I always liked making doll earrings since I started doing it in 2012, but I was a little bit more reserved about what I made. I wasn't quite as ambitious with the different designs that I made, but when I started collecting Moxie Girlz, I just got wicked into making all kinds of hair pieces and earrings and necklaces, and I got into polymer clay. So if it weren't for my Moxie Girlz, I don't know if I would be as interested in certain types of doll accessories that I make. So they're a very important part of my collection. They really inspire me artistically and I love them very much. Without further ado, let's get to it. So I display my Moxie Girlz on this shelving unit in my art room, or at least some of them, with my Bratzillas and Disney dolls. I have 4 shelves of them in total, and I have them organized to some extent. This is sort of like my costume themed shelf for the most part. So in the back here we have Prince and Princess, Marin and Chance. I know they look more like a wedding couple, but they're actually a prince and a princess. These are some of my first Moxie Girlz. And then we have the Storytime Princess Collection 5-pack. So we have Snow White, Cinderella, Jasmine, Sleeping Beauty, and Ariel. They're not actually labeled in the package, but it's pretty obvious to see who each one is supposed to be. Although this gal does look a lot like Elsa. My sister and I always call her Elsa. There is another version that was released in different countries. I'm from the United States, but the one released in other countries has Pocahontas. And you can see I really liked making them a lot of stuff. So even though they're kind of like a budget, low-quality pack, adding a few little accessories really spruced them up. I have to say my favorite's probably Snow White. Then we have my fantasy hair dolls. These were not released widely in the United States. I think you could only get them online. But I really wanted these dolls, and when I saw promo pics of them online, I knew I was going to buy them the second I saw them in stores, so I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited, and that day never happened. So when I saw them on Amazon, I ended up just having to get them. I love all 3 of these dolls. They remind me so much of the Sea Stunners Bratz. They're super pretty. They do have painted on swimsuits, and they do have little like painted on panties as well. I love their hair colors, their glittery makeup, and they do have some really cool hair accessories. They're beautiful, and I'm so grateful to have been able to get them online. Then we have Fairy Bryton. I've had her a long time. I got her at Big Lots. She was one of the first dolls in my Moxie Girlz collection. And what's interesting about her little hairpiece is I had actually made it for my Fashion Snaps Avery, but it just didn't look right on her. And then I thought, oh, that looks very like whimsical and fairy-like. That would work great on Bryton, so I just ended up using it on Bryton instead. Then we have Pirate Jackson. Poor guy has a little chip missing from his eyebrow. Snow White Marin. I also got her at Big Lots. Most of these guys were from Toys R Us, actually. Like everyone up until the Fantasy Dolls were from Toys R Us, because Toys R Us runs great sales, so I got just about all my Moxie Girlz on some kind of sale. And then we have Masquerade Ball Sophina. I think I got her last year at the flea market, so in 2015. And she's the version that comes with these boots. I guess a lot of parents complained about this style shoe when the dolls came out, so the later releases came with sneakers instead. But she's adorable. And she's actually in the same outfit as my Costume Party Pretty Pirate Yasmin doll. And I even made her matching earrings, I'll show you. So there's Costume Party Yas. And of course we have my 4 Bubble Bath Surprise Dolls. I really, really want Monet. If I had to say, like, one of the top 10 dolls I want most for my collection right now, it would be Bubble Bath Surprise Monet. I really want her. I stalk her all the time on, like, eBay and Amazon. So I have Sophina, Lexa, Avery, and Bria. Now, I got Sophina and Avery from Walmart one night. They were some of my very first Moxie Girls, and then in the same, like, general area, on our way home, my sister and I found Bria at Toys R Us, and they were all on sale. They are some of my favorites. You can see that I really loved making them earrings and things, and I believe I got Lexa later on at Toys R Us. I found her. But these were some of the dolls that really kick-started my desire to make cooler accessories, as I mentioned before. So they each have little, like, hair clips and really ornate earrings. I have pictures of all of this stuff on my Flickr if you're interested in seeing my handmade things. So then this is a shelf below that. I don't really have, like, a particular type of doll on this shelf. I just kind of clustered different lines that looked good together. So we have my Artitude Dolls. So this is the first wave from 2009. Sophina, Lexa, Avery, and Bria. I always liked these even before I collected Moxie Girls. The idea of, like, this line called Artitude with doodle clothes just seemed really appealing. So when I got into Moxie Girls in 2014, I of course had to find them on eBay, and they were really, really good deal. I think they were like $9 each, still boxed, and they change clothes all the time on display. And Avery has this really cool outfit. It looks like a biker outfit. Then we have Magic Hair Stampin' Style Avery. I got her on eBay, and she has crazy long saran hair. It's like to here. Most Moxie Girls have nylon hair, which it might be hard to tell because I flat ironed all of my dolls, and also I should note that's how I got really good at flat ironing. I mean, I had flat ironed some Bratz and American Girl dolls in the past before then, but in 2014 I kept buying all of these Moxie Girls with tons and tons of nylon hair, and that's how I got good at it. So practice makes perfect. Then we have the Sunkist Magic Hair Dolls, Avery and Monet. I got them last year at Target on sale. I was really excited. I love Monet. Monet is probably the prettiest Moxie Girls character. And this outfit looks like something Kidcore Katie would wear. And then we have the Cotton Candy Style Dolls. I loved these since the first time I went into Toys R Us to pick out some Moxie Girls to buy. So I waited, like, I stalked these dolls for months before they went on sale, and then I ended up finding out when I was looking online that they went on sale, and my sister and I went to Toys R Us and got them. They are beautiful. Their hair gimmick does not work, though. I don't even have the hair anymore. And then we have the 3 Fashion Snaps dolls. So Monet, Avery, and Lexa. I got Avery and Lexa on sale. I think they were like $5 each at Toys R Us. It was like this really crazy sale. I got them, and then a few months later I got her. I don't know if she was on sale, to be honest with you. It doesn't really matter, but I ended up getting her a little bit later, Monet. She's the prettiest one, but these two were some of my earliest dolls. And honestly, like, this Lexa had some of the worst, most disgusting nylon hair I've ever seen in my entire life. It's totally straight now, but it was bad. And then, of course, we have my Fashion Surprise dolls. So Sophina over here was one of the first Moxie Girls I actually went out and picked out at Toys R Us. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I had 2 boys that I had randomly kind of acquired. But then when I decided in like February of 2014, hey, I want to get into Moxie Girls, my sister and I went out to Toys R Us and I got Safina. She just really spoke to me, and I also got World of Sports Lexa and the True Hope dolls, who you'll see in a few minutes. And then I got Fashion Snaps, Avery and Lexa, as well as Fashion Surprise Ida and Avery on that $5 sale. So cute. And then we have my very first eBay doll that was for my Moxie Girls collection. This is More to Me Lexa. I got her for legit like $11 with free shipping, and the people who sold her to me lived in the next state. So I got her like less than 24 hours after ordering her because that's how quick they shipped her out. It was super awesome. I've never gotten anything that fast. She is beautiful, and I took her to pick my sister up at work. So every time I look at Lexa, I think of that day. And then we have Magic Hair Head Games dolls. So this is Avery, Then we have Ida and Lexa. They came in a pack together, so Lexa and Ida were just heads on little stands, and I got them in a lot on eBay with this Avery doll and some brats that I really wanted. So I ended up having to buy them bodies later off eBay. I stocked bodies so they could be whole dolls, and I love them very much. And then of course we have my Artitude Best Friends set, and it's Marin and Avery. I love this Marin. She has saran hair. I think she's the only Marin that has saran hair. And now we're in my room. So if you're wondering why the Moxie Girls are split up, I did mention this before on in my dusting doll displays video, but these shelves I got at Walmart, there's this one really short shelf, and the only dolls of mine that fit on there are Moxie Girls, so I had to put at least one set of Moxie Girls on each shelf, and then I figured just to pair them off. So it's a little annoying that they're split up, but it is what it is. So we have my first edition ladies, and this is also a first edition Avery wearing the wrong outfit. So I got these three off eBay. They are so cool. Of course I had to get the first editions. I love them. And this Avery I got 2 years ago, I think summer 2014 at the flea market. And I wasn't exactly sure who she was when I bought her, but she was like naked and just wearing shoes, and I felt so bad, and her hair was a train wreck, and I knew she'd either end up with cut hair or, you know, she'd be thrown out, so I had to rescue her, and I actually think she's a lot prettier than this Avery. I don't ask. You know how sometimes dolls just have like personalities that come through? She has an awesome personality. And then we have 2010 Sophina. I got her on eBay in that lot with the Magic Hair Stampin' style dolls. And then we have the best friends. Be prepared for a long story. Summer 2012, I got Magic Snow Jackson and another best friend's Avery in a lot with Bratz dolls I bought at this flea market on Father's Day. So at the time, I was only back into collecting dolls for a year. I was really picky. I had a lot going on in my life, and I was taking it out on my dolls, and I would do this thing, which I always had a habit of doing when I was younger, where I would like feel the need to purge stuff, like get rid of things, and I didn't want to keep this Avery doll because she had cut hair, and I didn't have a Moxie Girlz collection, so I got rid of her. I gave her to someone that I knew at the time. And it was always something that I regretted. I knew the second I did it that I would eventually have Moxie Girlz, and that made her on the top of my wish list. I like stalked these dolls since the day I got into Moxie Girlz officially, and I finally got them on Amazon. I love them very much, and even I got Sophina too. And you know, even though I still feel bad about getting rid of my first Avery, I know I love this one way more, and I treat her a lot better than my first one. So then we have I wanted to call them Sorrel and Keelan, but it's Rai and Jalen. So, Rai and Jalen. And I got them on eBay. Actually, this was really bad, but my twins up there on the top shelf, you have Krista and Leela and Sierra and Diona. Yeah, I went on this twin binge on eBay during the spring of 2014, and I bought those 2 packs boxed and these guys, because I have a thing about twins. Love Mary Kate and Ashley, love Brad's twins, love Moxie Girlz twins, and I made this necklace. And then of course we have my 4 True Hope dolls. So I have Safina Jackson, another Jackson who I named Jason, and of course Avery. When I was younger, my mom passed away from breast cancer, and of course when I heard that MGA was making True Hope Bratz and Moxie Girlz, it really touched me. I really was impressed with the idea, and my dad and I had planned that spring when they came out in June to go and get me them. So we planned to go get Cameron at least. Well, my dad ended up passing away that May before we could go and get them, so my sister and I didn't actually go out the day that these dolls came out, but sometime later in the month we ended up going to Toys R Us and we got Cameron. And this Jackson over here, I love him and they mean a lot to me. I ended up getting Sophina and Avery. They were some of my first Moxie Girlz, literally. When I decided to actually collect them, as I mentioned, I went out to Toys R Us and got them because they were on sale. And then of course there's Jason, who my sister, she works with special needs kids, and last year she went with her student to the Salvation Army as like a work study, and she would come home sometimes with things for me, including my brass key Snow White. And one day she came home with Jason. He was still brand new in his box, and he only cost $1. And then we have the Super Basics Moxie Girlz, Monet and Kellen. I got them at Big Lots. Also, some of my first Moxie Girlz. I love them. They're super pretty. And I actually had wanted these three. Are all basic Moxie Girlz from 2011. So we have Avery, Bria, and another Avery. And this Avery is actually from the flea market. These two are from, she's from Toys R Us and she's from Walmart. I actually found her in the clearance section at this exotic Walmart that has wicked cool dolls. And I was so excited. She was one of the first ones I got. I love her outfit. She's really good quality. And then we have So Stylish Bria from Toys R Us. And Straight A Style Ida, also from Toys R Us. I got them on sale. So these are some of my favorites. These are the Baker and Painter dolls. So Sophina, Avery, and Kellen. And you can see I made them necklaces. So I have a thing about doll food. I love doll food. And when I saw Avery, when she first came out, I was obsessed with her pieces. And when I saw the advertisements for Sophina online, I really wanted them. And I thought that Kellen's stuff was cool because, you know, painter. I love dolls that come with art supplies. So I vowed to myself that I would get these dolls. And I waited, I think, for them to go on sale. And when we were coming back from doing our taxes, my sister and I stopped at Toys R Us in 2015 and we found these two on sale, as well as one of my Jasmine dolls. And then I got her at Walmart sometime later that summer, also on sale, when I got my Switch-a-Witch named Cornelia. And then we have the Poopsie Pets. Who doesn't love a doll line that comes with pets that poop? I'm sorry, my sister and I have love bathroom humor, so the idea of pooping pets really enticed us. And I wanted Poopsie Pets since I got into Moxie Girlz, but they never really went on sale, and I finally got these guys. I got these two at Kmart on sale, and I got her on Toys R Us's website. So here's the story. I wanted them to go on sale, but nowhere actually was marking them down. And then on Toys R Us's website, it marked them for like $7. So I ordered all three of them off Toys R Us's website. I mostly wanted Lexa because I love her elephant. It poops peanuts. Like, how awesome is that? But Toys R Us ended up emailing my sister later that night. They didn't have any more Lexas or Kellens in stock. So the only doll I ended up getting was Miss Avery, but I still got the free shipping. So I got her. And then at Kmart, a little while later, I ended up finding these two, and I wasn't expecting to find them because by then the clearance section had been ransacked, but I remember finding them, and I was like, Colleen, it's Lexa, and she was actually not over in the clearance section. She was checking a price, and the employee, like, looked over at me like I was crazy. But yeah, I made her little peanut hair clips, so hard to see. And then we have Pets Avery. I got her at Walmart. She's from 2010. She must have been like pretty old and left over. Jamma's Lexa. She is from the flea market. And then we have two Camping Adventures dolls. Magic Snow Jackson, Magic Snow Kellen, and Camping Adventures Avery. I thought that the Camping Adventures dolls were some of the coolest Moxie Girlz I'd ever heard about. That was until Fantasy Dolls came out. I really wanted them. I almost bought them for full price the first time I saw them at a Walmart, but I ended up waiting, and I'm glad I did because I got them on sale, which meant I could buy all three of them. And then, like I said, I got Jackson in 2012 on Father's Day at the flea market with some brats. He's super cute. I love him, and he's really nice quality. His little flocking is so soft. And I got Kellen. Okay, this is the story with Kellen. So my sister and I were at this antique store, and everything is like really overpriced there for the most part. I mean, I've gotten a few things there over the years that were decently priced. But I saw this Kellen inside a glass case, loose, just as she is, with nothing else, for like $7. And to me, that's a lot to pay for like a loose doll. But I just couldn't leave her there because who else would buy a Moxie Girl like for that money? I felt so bad, so I bought her, and I have no regrets. I love her very much. And this is Horse Riding Club Sophina. Like I said, I got her on eBay, and I was super impressed with her quality. And I like that her outfit is the same as the Horseback Fun Kids. And then I have the World of Sports dolls. So Lexa was one of my first Moxie Girlz. I got her at Toys R Us, and she just really interested in me. I thought she looked like she was really nice quality, and I liked that she boxed. I thought that that was a unique sport. And then my sister and I vowed from that day that we were going to get the rest of the line because I had thought about getting Avery instead because I really like Avery. I usually go for the like ethnic dolls. Those are usually my favorites from a doll line. But Avery's probably my favorite Moxie Girlz character, all because of what happened with Best Friends Avery. I just have an Avery obsession. But I ended up getting Lexa. So my sister and I stocked these dolls until we got them on sale for, I think, half off. And we bought the rest of them. And then there's Ice Cream Bike Sophina, who I loved because, of course, she came with food. I kept wanting her to go on sale. I saw her on sale at Target, I believe, but I ended up not getting her. I ended up getting Ever After High dolls instead or something. And I really regretted it because I just love Moxie Girlz. Like, even if it's a Moxie Girl doll that I don't particularly, like, want, like, really badly, I will get more enjoyment from her than, like, say a Monster High doll that I've wanted forever, and I love Monster High. So that's how much I love Moxie Girlz, and I regretted not getting her, and I would always moan about how I didn't have Ice Cream Bike Sophina, no Ice Cream Bike Sophina. So one day I was out with my sister and my cousin's fiance. We were getting some stuff to do her hair, and my sister went over to Kmart while we were in the Sally's beauty supply store nearby, and she found the Sophina on sale and bought her for me, which was really sweet. I love her very much, and I like a little bow I put in her hair. It's so cute. So she's special to me because my sister bought her for me. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said, if you want to see any detailed pictures of these dolls, or you want to read the things that I wrote about all of them, check out my Flickr account below. I'm always rewriting, like, my personal fun facts on there and replacing photos and stuff because I like it to be like the best quality that it can be. So if it doesn't look like I wrote a lot about it all, it's because I haven't gotten around to writing about them, but I will eventually. It's just a very time-consuming process. So until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.